All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of not all ages, I guess, but welcome to the Ed Namrock podcast. And this is a quick one. I don't want to take up too much of your time because a lot of you have the attention span shorter than, I'm trying to make a great comparison here, probably a 4-year-old. Now I'm going to give it a stretch, maybe a 6 or 7-year-old. Anyway. I need to get something off my chest because I have to. That's just how I roll. I don't get to talk about my problems very much because if you're like me, I feel like I'm bothering people with my problems. So this is the only platform I really get to express them. And if you don't want to hear it, fuck you. Fuck you very much. Okay. Good. Anyway. Something was said to me maybe about a week and a half ago. And I'm very keen on coaching not just the youth, but any age group on how to, I guess you can say, stretch the truth a little bit, know how to carry yourself not in a fake professional way, but in a genuine professional manner, meaning that it's not fake. Now, there's a thin line between preference and straight up, discrimination. So, I'm coaching someone, I'm not going to mention their name at all, and they had the gall to look me in the eye and say, Ed, I will never work for a woman unless they're hot. But still, that's a stretch. Even if they're hot, I still won't work for a woman. And I'm looking at this person going, you're just talking out of your ass, right? And that person again looked me in the eye and said, no, I'm being serious. Well, a lot of you are curious to know what industry I'm in. Well, I've been in, first and foremost, I was in the music industry for a long time. The reason I got out and I stopped attempting to be a face in the industry is because I didn't like it anymore. It's not cut out for everyone. So I learned the art and science of sound and film. The film I'm still learning because that's actually a bigger and more eloquent process than sound. Not to undermine sound because that's my first passion. But regardless, in the entertainment industry, I've been involved for quite some time now. However, going behind the scenes has its perks. Of course, it's not as glamorous. I like to say that, especially for the sound family, the sound community, we're basically the orphans of the entertainment industry. If you don't believe me, ask someone that specializes in sound. Ask an audio technology guru like me. We come in all shapes, all sizes, all colors, all races, you name it, all levels. It's a very small world. And for me to hear that kind of makes me cringe because I could go out on a limb now and say, because I can, because I'm going on 20 years experience here. Some of the best bosses, some of the best supervisors, some of the best managers that I've worked for personally, and I've seen other people work for, have been female. And this is not me favoring any kind of political fucking bullshit side, as a lot of you like to trigger, because I've made it known how I feel about my politics and politicians. I think they're all just full of shit. But in the interest of fairness and being a moderate, is what I'm trying to say, is it doesn't matter what gender, whatever classified gender you want to classify it as, is holding down the fort. If they're fucking good, they're fucking good. It doesn't matter. You can learn from anyone. Now, for someone to tell me that they will never work for a woman unless they're good looking and that's a stretch, come on, man. It's like I'm done with that type of mentality. I'm done with those types of people. It's very difficult for me to even invest energy in that type of people. It's very hard. I don't know if you, the listener or the viewer, whatever you want to call it, if you've ever encountered someone like this, and quite the contrary, where, you know, there's females that say, I will never work for a man. Well, I'm being real here that there's been so many shits, plural, exposed on men taking full advantage of women. And yes, some of them were consensual, and a lot of them, a lot more weren't consensual. That's the fucked up part. But it's like, I've seen it with my own eyes. I don't recall a lot of it because I used to smoke a ton of fucking weed back in the day, and my memory is very blurred, but I remember seeing a lot of females being deathly afraid of if they didn't meet the producer, the directors, or even a fucking PA, even their needs, whichever needs they were looking to fulfill, that they were going to lose work. They were not going to have a job. Now, what kind of fucking industry is that? And here's my stretch. The music industry isn't that far off. I don't know why these sons of bitches in the fucking music industry have not been exposed. And for someone to look me in the eye and fucking tell me that shit, it really, I used to boil my blood, but it really, really disappoints me in knowing that the consciousness of this whole entertainment industry has not even started to shift. And I've already had this mentality since I started, because my very first gig, a woman got me my very first gig. I don't toot my horn. I don't need to. I've been there. I've seen it. I lived it. It was fun. And a lot of the supervisors and a lot of the hiring managers that I worked for were women. And that, here's the shit. I'm very masculine. Everyone knows that, but I don't give a shit. If you like girls, you like girls. If you like dudes, you like dudes. If you like fucking, except for animals, I'm not down with that shit, but I don't get how someone is driven to fucking say that. It's stupid. It's fucking ridiculous. When in my industry that I'm currently involved in, it's probably the most diverse industry in the world. I'm not saying that other industries are not, but still, it's one of the most diverse industries in the world. That's why there's so many set of rules, because it takes a lot of people to fuck it up for everybody. And saying something like this is full of fucking just, it's a case waiting to be built. If this were to be said in an environment where your paycheck was fucking relying on it. So this person looking me in the fucking face and telling me that shit, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. But what I did want to tell them is, and I didn't get a chance to because my time was cut short, is you will work for a woman. You will have to work for a woman. Doesn't matter if it's trans. Doesn't matter if it's, non-trans. You will work for a woman. And if you don't, I don't know how else to tell you that you're supposed to adapt and overcome. Big military branch says that. And I'm saying that because, well, a lot of people are in the military that I know personally, and they adapt and overcome in any fucking situation. So for someone to tell me that, it's not only a slap in the face, but I'm just disappointed because, come on, man, let's face facts. This is the 21st fucking century. It's 2018. A lot of people are going backwards, and in order to go forward and progress, these are fucking pitfalls in society that we cannot afford to have. That's being straight up. That's being totally fucking moderate about it. I mean, I could get fired up and talk all kinds of shit. but I don't, because the whole thing is a lot of this shit going around needs to slowly but surely, it's got to be baby steps. It can't be a large sum of, you know, fucking epiphanies. It can't be like that. A lot of people get this instant gratification, me, I want it now, just as now. A lot of this shit takes time because our brains are not designed to make us feel good. I've said that once before, I think on the previous podcast or 2 podcasts ago. Your brain is not designed to make you feel good. Your brain is fucking 2 million years old. It's made to make you feel like shit. I repeat, your brain is built and made to make you feel like shit. So, what do you think you have to do?